During the time when the original My Hero Academia manga was being published, as well as the original Japanimation being broadcasted, there were clear examples of praise, but also notorious examples of various characters being introduced, then underrepresented or neglected, and even used to give events purpose when they were otherwise insignificant. But the speculative scenario is this: the infamous circumstances of Midnight's death. Despite the arc being one of the most favorable in the series due to the point of view being from the villains or villainesses, it was actually a welcome interpretation of the overall story for My Hero Academia, or lore pertaining to specific characters due to their reasons for being against society, their reasons for what they did, and finally their reasons for being against heroes or heroines. As a result, My Villain Academia was very much important to the casual on-series readers as well as viewers. This consensus of the death for the arc had the final clash between the heroes and villains assembled for the battle that later occurred. From information now known, Kohei Horikoshi was infamous for depictions of characters that he created during specific situations as mentioned, as a result at times not knowing how to properly depict them, or to even use them. Sentiment had it that Midnight's death during the war was done intentionally to give an impact to the event, which otherwise lacked any real casualties in terms of important heroes. While villains were depicted as dying, heroes were only injured, but not necessarily in the same death for depiction as the said villains. Midnight was a minor character, which was depicted mostly in relation to the class of 1A during their initial time at the academy. While there were other instructors for students, the scope of Midnight was arguably less important than others at the academy. It was mentioned through dialogue by Eraserhead, Present Mike, and Cementos, as all three of them made comments that Midnight was something more of a casual instructor, which meant that she wasn't always at the academy unlike other instructors. This implied that though she was an instructor, or even a potential mentor to the various students, the importance of her was minimal according to the impression by the individual reading the manga or watching the anime. Even the details of her death, where she was essentially killed off-screen while everything else during the war was occurring with depiction, had the students discover her body and then mourn her passing. With everything in discussion, such was even more than simple fan opinion. The sentiment about Midnight's death was even something that the English language voice actress commented on when asked about the particular details. Popular consensus had it that Midnight shouldn't have necessarily died the way she did, but Kohei Horikoshi desired for a hero to die during the arc to give it purpose, but didn't want any notable or important character to die due to the theoretical scope or impact for the manga on views to the anime. Interpretations having the character killed off for shock appeal to readers or to viewers were natural, as the character being used simply because of circumstances and even reactions at Midnight's death were so divisive that Midnight was later depicted in Vigilantes to give an aspect of further character development, which wasn't seen nor depicted in the original manga or Japanimation.